viewers. This is S. Mushtaq Ahmed, Assistant Professor of English, Islamic College, Wanembari. I have been teaching English, spoken English, soft skills training, and personal development to the students, office goers, housewives. In this video, I am going to share with you the basic things about communication. During the course of my service as an English teacher, I have come across a number of students who have problem with communication. The interesting fact is that they have knowledge, enough knowledge to speak, but they are not able to express their ideas and views or convey them in a proper way. So this video will help those who want to communicate effectively. First, we have to understand that communication is a gift of Almighty to humanity. Because without communication, we can't express our ideas, we can't say what we want, or we can't get help or request others unless we are effective communicators. We can't get our works done. In this video, I'm going to tell you the basic things, or can say the characteristics of communication. First is, the communication has to be between two persons. At least two persons required for communication, because communication is not possible without two people, at least two people. For example, I am here speaking to you, you are listening. I'm the speaker, you are listeners. If there is no one and I'm going on speaking, it's of no use. The second thing is, communication has to be direct. That means when I'm speaking to you, you and me should have eye contacts, face-to-face communication and eye contacts. If I'm during the course of communication, I can't see here and there or move my head around back and forth or from left to right like that. This is not the characteristic of communication. At the same time, it doesn't mean that you just peer the listener, that he will be scared of you. No, just habitually, it's naturally, just watch, have eye contacts. It is very important for communication. Second thing is, you have to sustain communication. This is very, very important. Most of the people don't know. When we speak to others, when we speak to someone, we should complete our communication till he understands that. If he does not understand, if we can discontinue the communication and we think that we have told everything, no. Communication should be completed, and it is possible with the help of the listener. Your listener should be in a position to understand your words, understand your communication, and he or she should be attuned to your words. Your listeners should understand you, should focus you, and this is in your hand. You have to make them focus towards you by your gestures, body language, facial expressions, dress code, and these things. In fact, these things are communications. Next, the communication has to be, non-verbal, sometimes non-verbal communication. Communication is sometimes verbal, sometimes non-verbal, and sometimes gestures or symbolic communication. Let me explain you that. I'm speaking to you by words. You are listening my voice. I'm using words, sentences to express my ideas and thoughts. This is a communication of verbal communication. Non-verbal means if I am just saying, that means you have to keep quiet and should not talk. This is non-verbal communication, or you can say gesture communication. At the same, another thing is symbolic communication. Symbolic means you will see symbols somewhere. For example, if you are going to a cinema hall, you see exit, or you can see no smoking. That is the sign or the symbol. Sometimes symbol will be there. It is marked as into. So that is symbolic communication. That says don't smoke. Smoking is prohibited in this area. We have to understand that symbolic communication is that which communicates with symbols. There is there need not be anything mentioned, or nobody can come and explain you that. You have to understand. So this is symbolic communication. The next is gestures. Gesture communication, as I told you, that when I say like this, you are not talking. If I say like this, means you come. If I say like this, go, get lost, something, whatever it is. So, best example for gesture communication is umpire. We know, we are all, most of people, now we are fond of cricket, and now it's the days to come of the IPL 2020. When you watch cricket match, umpire takes his hand, shows his forefinger, and he rises in the air. That means the batsman is out. So the viewers, the audience understand that the batsman is out. Here, the umpire does not say people that he is out, or he does not take a board or say out. He just shows the gesture. This gesture is clear that the batsman is out and he has to leave the field. So gesture communication. And another thing I wanted to say is symbolic communication. This symbolic communication, great example of this is in schools there will be an iron rod hung somewhere, and the peon will come and stuck it with another iron rod. So school bell, if he stucks one, it means first period. If he stucks two, that means second period. If he stucks three, it's a third period. So this is a symbol, not gestures. It is not just, it's a symbol. That means when we have watches, no problem, because during the course of teaching, the teacher may forget the time, or students may forget the time. So for time management, this bell is used in schools or in other education institutions. So friends, communication is the way where you can show your stuff. For example, when you are knowledgeable, you have enough knowledge, and nobody will understand how much knowledge you have unless you express it. You have to speak to them. You have to express your ideas and thoughts in a better way to the best of understanding of your listener. Very important point for a successful communication is mutual understanding. Mutual understanding plays a very, very important part for the successful communication. How? As I told you, two people are required for a communication. One is the speaker, another is a listener. And this speaker and listener should come in terms, should have understanding for the completion or success of the communication they are going to speak. For example, I'm saying something to you, and you should be attuned, you should be focused to my words. At the same time, I should be clear, brief, and to the point to when I communicate something to you. When I'm clear in my communication, and when you are concentrating, when you are focused to what I'm saying, so this communication becomes a successful and a perfect communication. If uninterested, I'm not interested to communicate, just I say without care, and you think why I should listen to this man, so communication becomes a failure. So the time duration, everything is futile. So the first thing to understand, communication is the way which gives a person an ample scope to express his ideas and views in a better way. At the same time, it shows his or her talent, knowledge, and skills. Communication makes a person understand, first understand himself and understand his audience or his viewers or listeners. So friends, I hope this short video clip would have helped you and you would have understood this. Please, I request you to subscribe this video and provide your precious comments on it so that we can do better. And please do comment and let me know how you have understood, how you have taken this. Hope to see you with videos like this in future. Thank you. Have a nice day.